everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid, and here we are again for your weekly gift offering of a reading from me. We've gotten hundreds, like I'm not kidding you. I don't know how I'm going to get through all of these. We get hundreds and hundreds of fantastic questions. It's so hard to pick, so I'm really going at random with picking the questions. So I'm going to be doing a reading for you, answering your question, and really kind of teaching with that question for all of us. Hopefully it's going to be something that we could all identify with. And then we have another special guest this week when I do the Universal Energies forecast for this week. We have Maya White, astrologer Maya White, who's been very generous to come on board and chat a little bit about how she sees the universal energies, the teachers in the sky that are something that all of us are undergoing right now. So that's going to be exciting as well too. So here's the question. Now this is for Mary, and the question was really, really long, so I'm only going to, and you'll know who you are, Mary, I'm only going to answer the bottom of it. She says, I felt like I was divinely guided to do the way things were laid out. Now I'm questioning if I'm following my heart or my mind. I'm getting in my own way. My home is my sanctuary, and when you have clients coming in, they bring some undesirable energy with them. Some are also invasive. I think I'm missing something important. I'm just going to answer that really quickly. No, you're not. You just answered your question right here. If you feel clients' energy is invasive and you work from home, don't work from home. Simple. So quickly, anybody else feel that? If you can't set boundaries with people and you don't feel safe having people in your home, then you're going to find another place to work. That's basically what that means. Peaks of joy for me means where are you happiest? How are you happiest working? That's going to be your answer for that question. Second half of the question says, I love animals. Of course I had to answer this part. I always have. Sometimes I feel the work I do on people is wasted. They complain about the price, even though I am way under the going price. This I found out by doing market research in my business program. They constantly try to get more than what they do pay for. I understand the need for boundaries, but sometimes it's really hard keeping them up while the boundaries are constantly being pushed. Animals are so much more appreciative of feeling better. Okay, if you love to work with animals, work with animals. I know you do Reiki because you said so here. Check out Reiki Fur Babies. Look them up on Facebook. They're very interesting. You can do Reiki with animals, etc. But the most important piece in here is a little sneaky thing you said that all of us need to address is your expectations. So whenever you don't honor yourself with your work, for example, and the price that you charge with your work, and you expect that people are going to bump up against you and want to pay less, et cetera, and they're not going to be willing to pay what your value is. Well, there has to be something that you are doing, or you believe, because the doing part is the believing part, that at some level you don't deserve to be paid market price. You have to really ask yourself about that. In my Envision class that I'm teaching right now, we talk all about a way for you to get detached and observant. So step out of that. What landscape are you in? What emotional landscape are you in when you're feeling like that? What does this bring up in you? If it's repetitive, then it started with you somewhere on the subconscious level. I'll be honest with you, when I undercharged, people didn't respect me. And this was, like, of course, going 24 years ago. And I do tons of stuff for free. That's why I'm here with you guys. So you just have to honor what are you worth and expect to be paid what you're worth. And just don't let anybody come that won't respect that. And that's kind of simple. One more card for you. Sacred Pool, your answer is in you. La la. So it's not going to be that hard. You got to change your belief system about this. Trust me, it works. It really does. Mwah. I hope you enjoyed that. And here we come now with Maya White, my next guest. So excited. Don't you love this? I do. Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. I'm so excited. I have another special guest this week. I'm so happy. We have astrologer Maya White, who has agreed to come on and chat with all of us about the universal energies that are going to be kind of our umbrella of our personal evolution for this week, the week of April the 30th. And we've just come out of this big major thing, and you guys all know I had Robert Ohata on last week, so I'm trying to see how my oracle cards and my vision for our collective experience matches up with astrology. So this week I'm going to start out though with Maya. So Maya, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I'm so happy.
Hi Colette, I'm so happy to be here too.
Awesome. So from an astrologer's point of view, transits and planets, etc. themselves, they act, is it true that they act like as an umbrella over us and to talk to us about our collective experience? That's what I know about it. Is that true, besides the individual?
Well, yeah, I can think of them. I think of them as an umbrella, and I also think of them as teachers, Colette.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Each one's a teacher. It can even be an oracle or a messenger.
Love that. Of course, I am the oracle. So what's in store for us this week? And then I'm going to choose 3 cards and see if my cards are in alignment with what you talked about.
Okay, well, I can't wait to see what your cards are. But, of course, probably, if you listen to astrology, that last week between the 20th of April and the 23rd, we went through what's called the cardinal cross. So there were actually 4 major planets that were squeezing and aligned with each other, and they interacted in what would be called a 45-degree angle or an actual cross. So the 4 signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, represent each of the 4 elements of astrology: fire, earth, air, and water. Mm-hmm. And I just can't help but see that as a divine rebirth. And I also want to say, if you're feeling stressed right now, it means you're human and you're in tune with the cosmos.
Right. Because of this, there's this tension, right? The tension of opposites that's going on right now for all of us. Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely. And, really, I don't know anyone that hasn't experienced some sort of tension, myself included. Mm-hmm. And, it's okay because it's stirring things up. And, literally the planets are squeezing upon each other in the same way that a baby would have to go through a birth canal and get squeezed out. We're being born into a new way of being, and I like to describe it as the new world order. Mm-hmm. And it's a new world order of love and support, compassion, everything that is divine and feminine.
It's about being a love rebel.
Right, I love that.
The whole rebellion is about connection.
Now, each of the planets does have a message and a teaching, and Uranus in the sign of Aries is a call for courage.
This week.
I call this the 4 C's of the cardinal cross. Jupiter in Cancer is going to teach us about compassion. Pluto in Capricorn will insist on commitment. And Mars in Libra is demanding creative solutions. So this is what we're all looking for. How do you feel about that, Colette? Has that been your experience?
That's my personal experience too right now too. And I'm really, because I looked at last week as a real cleaning out and recognizing there's new life and really getting that I had to stay very present in the now, and that was what the message was for everybody. So I'm going to choose 3 cards to see if that's in alignment with, well, obviously, just what else could we learn about this? So I'm going to actually get you to interact with me a little bit and just tell me when you feel hot.
Okay. Hot.
Oh, okay. And again? I know. It's fun.
I didn't know I'd get to do this.
Yep.
Hot.
Okay. And again.
Right there.
Well, that's interesting because that, to me, that was the coldest card. So that's white, hot, cold. Let's see. I feel temperature on when I choose an oracle, and oh, whoa. So listen to this. Okay. So we got similar cards than we got last week and the week before. So this is really interesting. We started with Sad Embrace, then we went to Coming to Life, then we come into the Gentle Gardener. So if we look at Sad Embrace, when systems fall apart or when we are asking to be restructured somehow or realigned, there's a level of grief because we have to grieve the old self. We are no longer able to be who we were. I believe that this doesn't necessarily mean that there's any loss that's going to make us terribly sad, although it could actually, to be honest with you. I mean, global events could create something like that to force us all into that creative angst, if you will. But I really do think this is more about saying goodbye to the parts of us that don't work, because Coming to Life, which was the same second card we got last week for the Cardinal Cross, where the minerals become animated and bring life, right? So the static then changes to become life force energy. So that's that birthing process, but it's not fully out, right? So it's the baby's only got its head just kind of crowning, and it hurts. It hurts. I bet you it hurts.
That's very true.
Can you imagine the first person that's ever seen a person pregnant, like the first guy that got a girl pregnant, right? What would that look like? Here she is. They're having a great time. He has no clue that having that, having sex is going to make a baby. All of a sudden, she starts getting fat and nasty and crabby, and she's got hemorrhoids, and she's like, all of a sudden, she starts screaming, and stuff squirts out of her, and then she's like yelling at him, hating his guts, and then poof, there comes a baby. Well, it's kind of like where we're at. It was, and then all of a sudden, wow, miracle. So we're kind of in that, we're still fat and feeling swollen and hemorrhoidal and, and crowning and just like, okay, hurry up. So that it's not coming fast. The gentle gardener, though, is reminding all of us to have integrity about what we're planting right now. So I like what you said, is that those 4 C's, compassion, courage also. Compassion, courage, what were the other ones? Commitment.
Commitment and creative solutions.
And creative solutions. And creativity, of course, is life force energy. So I think this really tells us that, because the gentle gardener tells us that, the card represents, anyway, the archetype represents that everything is created through thought. In other words, that the gentle gardener will plant weeds even if you give her the seeds of weeds. So you have to be cautious now. Where are you aligned? Where are your alliances? If you are combative, pull back. What could you do to bridge the gap and find the creative solution, get compassionate, commit to an action that is going to be beneficial for all of us. And I think that's, if that makes sense to you, if that's an alignment, those are the big picture that all of us are going to be experiencing our lives under.
Colette, why do you think that was the cold card?
The cold card was the gentle gardener. So
yeah,
that was very interesting to me, because the other ones were hot and fiery, and this one was really stuck out for me because I had been shuffling the cards and meditating with them and just asking Spirit for a message. So this one really was very clearly different than the others. So I think it's serious. I think we have to take ourselves seriously, and the commitments that we make seriously, and the compassion, we need to be serious about it. And joyous too, but it's a responsibility that we have right now. That's why I think it was cold.
Do you think it's about self-forgiveness also?
Totally. Oh my God, yes. We are stumbling. This is not a time for us to think that we're going to be perfect, and this is not a time for us to expect that we're going to get it all right. We need self-compassion too. If we're going to start again, we got to wipe the slate clean. We really do. I think that's very keen. That's a keen observation on your part, and I think that's hard for many people. Just hard for them to get.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I'm so happy that you came, and I'd love to invite you again. I love this. I think everybody really needs some guidance right now, and so me being the oracle, I thought we could combine cards and astrology and have other thought leaders come on board and say what we're experiencing right now. And then individually, just want to remind everybody, you can go pick your own card on my website at ColetteBaron-Reid.com, or on Facebook also, where you're seeing this likely. You are going to notice that I choose an individual card for the collective day, and then you pick your personal card to see how it fits along the whole puzzle. Our weekly forecast, the forecast for the day, the energy for that day, the universal energy, and then of course your personal energy, and see how that plays out. So again, thanks so much, Maya. I love you so much. I love your newsletters. I read them all the time. Everybody, it's MayaWhite.com. Don't forget to click on the link. Don't forget to click on the link. Click the link. Don't forget to click on the link, and you'll see Maya White's website. You can sign up for her newsletter.
It's a pleasure, Colette.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm so excited. I'm here to pick up my bike. I'm at Seacoast Harley in New Hampshire, and they have built my motorcycle. And I'm so excited. Woo! Let's go get it. Okay guys, I'm so excited to see this motorcycle. Where is he? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! Oh my God, thank you.
Congratulations.
Come and see,
Huh?
come and see.
There's your baby.
My baby.
So who's this beside you?
This is great. He's single, just so you all know, you girls out there, this man, I'm gonna help him find a woman. Isn't he cute? Anyway, he's my buddy here at Harley, at Seacoast Harley Davidson here in New Hampshire. Oh my God, look at the ravens. And this looks just like the ocean. It's amazing. Oh my God, I should get on the motorcycle. Should I not get on the motorcycle? I think I should. There we go. Wow. Woohoo! Don't you love this? Woo! Bye!
Yeah, that fits it.
I love her. Oh. Ta-da! That was my original, we started, oh, hello, am I still on camera? Oh. Matt, come here, is Matt single also? No, that is not single, that is not.